Hello, students of 5210 Foundations of Curriculum. Welcome to week 6 after the break. I hope you enjoyed your short break and rested, or at least caught up with your tasks and readings, and that you are ready to continue in our course. And we are actually moving from focus on what should be the curriculum to what actually happens when you look at what's going on in schools themselves with regard to the curriculum. We are adding now another layer of complexity, even when we just look at what's going on and at what there is. And of course, when you look at what there is, you also start notice what there is not there. So curriculum is not just what there is in policy documents. And the two authors this week, Eisner and Cuban, they both actually write about what teachers and students know, that there is more than just the written, public, known, official, or explicit curriculum. And both Eisner and Cuban talks about this multiplicity, if you want, of curricula. Eisner identifies the official, taught, learned, and tested curriculum, and Cuban differentiates between the explicit and the implicit, sometimes also known as the hidden curriculum. He also talk about the null curriculum, what is absent from schools, what the school does not teach at all, either explicitly or implicitly. So the two themes are the multiple curricula and the null curriculum. These two pieces were written in the mid 80s and the mid 90s, and they are still relevant and will probably always be relevant. Next week we will start reading more contemporary pieces of the 2000s. So your task. So in this week discussions, in the first theme, the multiple curricula, you need to use curricula from both scholars, both Eisner and Cuban, and write about implications for this multiplicity of curricula. One implication for curriculum designer and one for teachers, right? And we continue with these binary dialogue, if you want, and a relationship between curriculum and teaching, and several of you are teachers, all of you in the path towards teaching. So this connection between curriculum and teachers and teaching is key for us. So I'm asking you to think in the first theme what curriculum designers and what teachers need to consider in light of this multiplicity of curricula. Alternatively, if you object what Eisner or Cuban says, you need to explain your objection, why you think they are wrong, why actually there is no this kind of multiplicity of curricula. The second theme focuses on Cuban's idea of null curriculum, what is absent, what it's not at all, implicitly or explicitly or implicitly in schools. He's talking about two dimensions of this null curriculum, the intellectual processes and subject areas. What I'm asking you in this theme is to specify one example for each of these dimensions, one intellectual process, one subject area that you think needs actually to be included in the explicit curriculum, that needs to taken out of the null curriculum and actually be taught explicitly in schools. Alternatively, if you think that the examples that Cuban brings or other examples for the null curriculum should be stay there, should be kept outside schools, explain why. Please take two cases and explain why you think they need to stay outside schools. You can also mix if you want. If you want to explain, to argue why one case of null curriculum needs to stay null and why one example of null needs to be brought into the school, so you are also welcome to do that. So I wish you happy return to your studies and enjoy your work this week, and I will see you in the discussions. Bye bye.